Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So, do you feel tired and unmotivated all the time? And do you blame this on growing older even though you're not even 60 or you're even still in your 20s? Okay, guys, today I'm exposing the likely culprit if you vape and exactly why this happens without you even noticing it. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video, guys, because I'm going to be giving you guys access to a free series I have on how you can quit vaping. So I'm going to tell you how to get that at the end of the video. But yeah, let's get right into it, guys. So, guys, vaping nicotine drained my energy, motivation, and willpower for years before I quit. And I actually noticed how much more of these three things I had after I quit. And I did some more research on exactly why, and I came up with basically three ways why this happens. And yeah, so this is going to be really important for you guys to understand because you can see exactly, I don't know, maybe you blame this on just being a lazy person. Guys, it's not the case. If you vape, I can't even imagine like how much more fulfilled you can be in life, like how much healthier, more money you can make by just understanding these three things I'm going to go over. So yeah, let's jump right into it. So reason number one is you're ingesting a powerful, fast-acting poison, guys. So pure nicotine is a powerful poison that's lethal to humans in relatively small doses. And our bodies are such incredible machines that as soon as you put nicotine into your body, it starts working really hard to get rid of it. So that takes up a lot of energy. And yeah, just because your body just wants to get rid of it as soon as possible. That's why it only takes 6 hours for 97% of nicotine to leave your system, and then 24 to 48 hours for it to fully leave in most cases. That's why the actual physical withdrawal of nicotine itself, I'm not talking about the mental withdrawal, only lasts 24 to 48 hours in most cases, sometimes 72. But basically, as a result of any natural detoxing process, your body will put more energy and resources towards getting that poison out of your body. And yeah, like that basically takes energy and resources away from other things you could be doing, mental tasks, physical tasks, stuff like that. So that's why you kind of feel like tired and lethargic after you vape. And I mean, also the fact that it's a poison, it's kind of like alcohol, right? Slightly like intoxicates you and it dulls your senses, right? It's a poison, right? Like a poison, you're not supposed to feel normal if you're inhaling a poison, right? Makes sense. So reason number two is it hijacks your brain's reward centers. So basically, dopamine is the chemical in your brain that gets released and it makes you feel good about doing something. So whenever dopamine is released, your brain will essentially it'll look backwards and it'll create a snapshot of what led up to the event that essentially created that dopamine release. So so that you can do more of that, right? So historically, this has served us really well with seeking out mates, right? There's 8 billion humans alive right now. That's a lot of mate seeking, right? Finding food, right? You got to eat to survive, right? So that's why like people who, yeah, like when you eat, it releases dopamine. When you find a mate, right, in a modern context, right, it releases dopamine, right? It makes you feel good, and you want to do more of those things. But basically, nowadays, big corporations have literally hijacked this. They literally like in all these big tobacco companies and big food companies, even like social media like Facebook, they literally have entire departments that are dedicated to making their product release as much dopamine as possible, guys. And that just makes sense from a financial standpoint, right? They want to maximize sales, and the way you do that is by getting people to come back again and again and again and again, right? The issue with that is that's basically what makes things addictive, right? But it basically confuses our receptors to make us do what they want us to do instead of what we want to do. And basically, the reason this is bad is because your subconscious mind views hits of dopamine as either a 0 or a 1, right? So the way I can explain this in a very simple way is like, so it'll do like a calculation, an equation, for an action on the pain required to get the dopamine hit, the 1, and basically it'll prioritize least resistance, max dopamine, right? So by default, your brain will be more geared to do those high dopamine activities that require less pain. Think of things like playing video games or social media or vaping, right? It requires no pain to get it. And so your brain just naturally wants to do those things instead of the things that require pain up front, but a long-term reward that we know are good for us, right? Things like working out, things like eating clean, right? Things like, working on your career, or if you have a business, or, doing a good job in your work, in your job, right? You're going to be by default less motivated to do those things, right? And you'll have less energy to do them. But also, once you quit vaping, you'll have way more energy, way more clarity, way more focus to do all those things. And yeah, you'll just soar, guys. You'll find yourself by default it being easy to go work out, or easy to eat clean, or just take care of yourself, right? Easy to meditate, right? Whatever you want to do. So number 3 is, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you don't respect your body enough to not inhale poisonous fumes by heating budget chemicals made in China, you're likely not going to respect your body in other ways and take care of yourself. Things such as proper nutrition, exercising, meditation, doing things that are truly good for yourself take a back seat when you're in an addict frame of mind. I can't even begin to express how much more energy, motivation, and clarity and focus I have since quitting vaping. It was like climbing out of a dark cave that I'd been in for so long, just trying to escape, but not knowing how, and just trying to dig myself out in the wrong direction, right? Digging myself deeper into the cave. That's how it felt every time I tried to quit vaping. So the key to me finally successfully escaping after hundreds of failed attempts and really just feeling hopeless, guys. It was crazy. It was basically, what I did was, instead of focusing on reasons why not to do it, such as it drains my energy, focusing on reasons why I do it in the first place, right? We have all these BS reasons why we vape, reasons like, oh, it calms me down, it helps me with stress, all this stuff, right? Or the funniest one actually is, it helps me concentrate, and it also relieves boredom, right? Do you think vaping does that for you? Those are the polar opposite things, right? It's like saying coffee gives me energy and then calms me down. No, right? It just doesn't make sense. So it's just because these are all illusions, all these reasons you have, it helps me concentrate, or it helps me relieve boredom, because concentrating is removing distractions, which nicotine creates by getting you addicted and making it so you constantly think, I want to vape, I want to vape, I want to vape. That's a huge distraction, that thought alone, right? So it makes you more concentrated, but still the idea that you're vaping, you have a distraction. It's like trying to work on something with your phone dinging all the time. You're actually never going to be able to get into actual focus. It takes about 15 minutes of no distractions, just focusing on one thing, to be able to get in that flow. That's why if you notice in a lot of my videos, I wear the same thing. It's because I record 10 of these at once. And then boredom is adding a distraction, right? So the reason you might think it helps relieve boredom is just because when you have nothing to take your mind off of that thought of I want to vape, it's there, right? And you just can focus on it more. So anyways, guys, like I said, this series I have is going to help you a ton. It's going to kind of I just briefly covered it here, but you really want to take this series. So if you want to get access to that, go to the very bottom of the description. It's the last link on there. It'll take you to a YouTube playlist, and go through those videos one at a time. It's very important that you go through them one at a time. Don't skip ahead, guys. You're not doing this for me, guys. I want you to watch those videos one at a time for yourself. They were actually designed to be released one per day. So yeah, so just watch them one at a time, and then I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.